Welcome back everyone to Coding with Nathan. Today we're building something extremely practical, a file organizer that automatically sorts files into folders based on their type. This is the next project in our beginner series, and it's one of the most useful tools you can create. Instead of spending hours organizing your downloads folder, this program will do it for you in seconds. By the end of this video, you'll have a working file organizer that can sort images, documents, videos, music, and more. Let's turn you into a little file organization master. All right, so this is what our final code is going to look like. Simply select a folder. We have a test setup here. So we have our test directory, and then we just simply click organize file, and we have organized 20 files by moving them to videos, images, archives, music, etc. All right, let's get coding. All right, as always, start a new file. We called ours fileorganizer.py. We have a little bit of code pre-populated here to save some time and typing errors. But first off, we start out with our imports. We have to import the TK interface library. We then import two things, the message box and the file dialog box specifically, so we don't have to use the TK dot reference in front of them. We need to import OS so that we have access to the file system, and we import shutil, and this gives us some functions for copying files. It makes it easy. We then do a specific reference from collections for the default dictionary, and this will allow us to reference that without putting collections in front of it. All right, we then have our colors. These are just simply an easy gathering, so we don't have to keep typing these when we lay out our window, and it's an easy place for you to change them if you do not like them. And we rapidly move on to our class, which we call file organizer. We have to define our initialization function. In here, we set up the TK interface library, give ourselves a title, set the size of the window, set the background color, make it not resizable, then set up our variable for selecting a folder, make it blank so we don't have one selected, and then call our create widget, which will create our window. Then next, we have our create widgets function, which creates a label for the file organizer. We then have another label that tells us what we're going to do. We have a button so that we can select which folder we are going to sort. And we have a folder label so that we can show you which folder you selected. And then an organize button, which will set us to organizing all the files. We're going to define a function called organize files to do that. We then make a label for our progress log, and we create a text field for our progress log, and that is it. We then set up our run to run our main loop, and we set up the file to call, instantiate our class, and call the run function. With that, we are ready to put in the meat of this application. All right, so the first function we need to set up is actually selecting our folder. This is what happens when they click on the button. And this is where we're going to use our file dialog. I'm going to ask for a directory. We're going to check. To make sure selected folder got selected. And we're going to set it to the label. Set text. All right, easy peasy. Still want this in here. All right, so here once you have actually selected a folder, then we will make the organize button available. We will reset the log text. So that we have a new log. Text equals. Oh, it's not even right. Just need folder selected. Ready to organize. All right, that is that function. Give you a little message to let you know that we are ready. Then we're going to do the function which does all the magic. Organize files. All right, so first we're going to check. Make sure you have selected a folder and didn't get here by accident. Use our message box, show error. Error. We are tell you what we want you to do. Please select folder first. And then we return so that you can try again. All right, we then need to define what we are going to actually do. We're going to use these. dictionary for this. And this is very simple. You can add what you want in here or take away things you don't want. Just give it a value. Then you define what goes there. So we want anything with a .jpeg. We want the other spelling of JPEG. Definitely want ping. GIF. Want BMPs. SVGs. And we will wrap it up with the BPs. All right. We just end that one with comment. Go on to the next one. We'll make our documents. Do the same thing here. Of course, want PDFs. Want docs. The new docx. Text files. PowerPoints. And we want Excel. XLS. All right. And of course the new extension XLSX. All right. There we go for that one. Next we want videos. Here we want to start with MP4s. AVIs. MKVs. Put the period in there. MOV. And WMV. All right. We'll do music. We want MP3s. WAVs. Black. C. GG. All right. Let's couple more. Archives. Of course, we want zip. Where 7Z. Tar. And we want GZ. All right, for our last one, we're going to do code. What we are doing. All right. brackets right. So we want Python code, JavaScript code, HTML, CSS, Java, C++, C, and go. All right. You can put in whatever you need to put in here. You can add categories, you can change categories, you can make them more specific. Do what you want. This is what we're using to define the magic. All right, and then set up a counter to just count how we did. Category count for each category. We're going to use our default dict. And we got to spell it right. All right. All right. To the magic, our try loop. First, we're going to get all the files in the folder. To do that, we use a for loop. From the selected folder. And once we have them, take the path. Going to join it. Selected folder to the file name. Okay, this just gives us a path to this file. Skip if it is a folder. Now, if os.path is directory file path, just continue. Otherwise, look at what the file extension is. Lowercase. Give us what we need. We're then going to find it in our list. Set our moved variable equal to, we have not moved it yet. And then we are going to look through the categories. All right, if file extension and extensions we set up its destination. And then move it to the category. Add in the category. Check to see if it exists and make it if it doesn't. Then use shutil to move file where it's at. Where we want it to go. Destination directory plus the file name. All right. We're then going to log that. Okay, that file name to category. Then add a line. All right. We're then gonna increment our move count by 1. And our category count. I have a category. Increment that. Then set moved equal to true. Spacing in here to make it look nice. And stop looking there. All right. Then no category matched. Put in others. All right. So what we are looking for is if not moved, moved is still equal to false. Others os path.join self.selected folder others. Again, have to make it if it's not here. All right, we are almost done. Util. Then we move it. the others directory to the file name. Add the log text. File name to others. Add a line. And we then increment our moved count. And increment our category. Others. Equals 1. All right. Now we have moved everything. So we now have a final summary that we're going to put out. Okay. Add a line. Add equal signs in here. We're going to add another line. Really? Then, okay, add another line. All right, makes a line of equal signs. Done with our organization. Total files moved. Moved count. We're going to add a couple of lines at the end of that. Then add our category counts. Right, for each of these, add in another line. Okay. A little too fast. Okay, first we output the category. count and add a line. All right. Finally, put it out in a message box. Info. Access. Successfully organized. Count. Files. All right. Then handle any exceptions. Put up a message box for that also. Go error. 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 Occurred. That out. All right, that is all. We'll be back. All right, now for the moment of truth, we will run it. And it has run. Now, does it actually work? We will select our folder. We have reset up our test directory. Why does it say no folder selected? Apparently, I did not select. Okay. First error to look into. Let's find that. All right, we have found it. Our error is right here. We want this to be selected folder, not select folder. All right, let's see if this will fix it. First, we have to shut that down, and then we have to run it again. And here we have to select our folder. There we go. Now that works correctly. And now we just organize our files. Oh. NT path attribute. And our next error. All right, so the problem is we have skipped over and left out some code. All right, so what we need to do is right in here, after we determine we have a directory, we need to self.log, need to delete the log. Okay, then need to insert, okay, dot end, and need to starting organization of dot selected folder. Add a couple lines in here. Not sure how this is making any difference though. Move count, category count. All right, but we will give it a try. Okay. Okay, so I believe it's actually just a misspelling right here. Yes, it likes that better. So now, just run it without debugging. We will again select our folder. Now we will organize, and we have successfully organized. Though it should have taken more than one, but ah. Now we have another type of error. Too many message boxes. Okay. If not moved, we have, okay, so final. So this needs to go back one. This. All right. Have to reset this up again now. All right, so we're back and we have remessed up our directory. So we can run the test again. We will select our directory. We will organize our files. And we now get just one message back. All right. And here's our nice message at the end. And there you go. After a little debugging, we are done. So there's lots of ways you can improve this. You can add different, your own personal sorting preferences. You can add an undo feature. That'd be kind of cool. create a schedule organizer that runs on a schedule. Add a dry run mode that will show you what will, where things will be organized, but not actually move them. And you can also add in a progress bar. We leave these all as challenges to you, and that's it. You now have your own automated file organizer. This is one of the most useful programs you can build as a beginner because you can use it every week to keep your computer clean. You've learned how to work with files and folders in Python, a very valuable skill for automation. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical Python projects. And remember, the full source code is available in our GitHub, which is linked in our description and pinned in a comment. Please come back and join us for our next tutorial. Thank you all for watching.